How am I going to start this one?
And we are back, episode 3 of Buschy and Bobo, Healthy Scratch Productions. What is going on? It's your boy Bush. I'm Bobo. Fuck
That is what we're going to use right at the beginning. And I'll cut it and we'll put all this on the end. That was awesome. It's your boy Buschy. No, that's me, buddy.
No, I'm Bobo.
Okay? And then I'll do it and I'll do it right. Okay.
The Buschy and Bobo Show, a healthy scratch podcast. Here's your hosts, Kyle Busch and Brian Rager.
Welcome back, episode 3, the Healthy Scratch podcast. I'm Buschy.
I'm Bobo.
That's Bobo.
There we
go. And yeah, we're back. And we got some stuff to talk about again.
Not 2 hours worth today.
But, I hope not. We pushed it a little too much. We were talking just about how we were trying to figure out subtly how to
move on to the next
other
topic.
Person move on, because we did that a few times.
So now we just got to go like that, or
it's gonna look like I'm telling you to steal second. It's just gonna be like something, some weird.
Or like you're just doing the body of Christ or whatever.
So the first thing that we wanted to talk about, or you actually wanted to talk about, was the coaching carousel in the NHL.
Yes, I did. I know we talked about it last week a little bit, but before we do get into that, like I told you before we started recording, I got a couple of buddies here. Gave a little bit of a shout out last week. I told them I would this week. So Maddie, Chris, Chode, sub boys. There's
wait a minute. Okay, do I know any of these guys?
Do you know Dakota?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know if you met Dakota.
I'm asking you who's on first. I just also have a question. What was the third thing you said?
Chode.
There's a guy named that?
That's what we call him. His
Okay.
name's Dakota. He's one of the guys I fish with.
You must really like him to call him Chode.
Well, he works at ESPN still, so.
Oh, well, I mean, that's why I call you Dick all the time.
Exactly.
Anyway, okay, well,
yeah,
hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah, there we go.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Hopefully they can all be as ridiculous and informative as the first two, I guess.
They really don't know dick about hockey, but they like it.
So they're learning from us?
Yeah, what a day,
It's such a horrible idea. Just like a couple dum-dums talking about stuff they think they know. The coaching carousel.
Yeah, what a
segue?
transition. Yeah, great transition, and a great way to get us back on topic there.
So it's happened now twice this year? Did I say twice? Okay.
The latest one obviously being in Calgary.
Yeah, so that happened yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
2 days ago, something like that. Because Jeff Ward got fired, and Daryl Sutter got hired. He's been retired for 3 years. He retired from coaching.
When I saw Sutter brought back, I was literally I wake up and that's the first thing I see on my phone. Well, I see Walter Gretzky dies, but then I see that as well, and I'm this guy's.
I forgot that he coached in 2004, for Calgary. I totally forgot. So they lost in the finals there. So he won a couple cups with the Kings, 2012 and 2014. He's obviously a very good coach. He's been around forever. But the point that you want to make is
it's that carousel, like we were saying last week, that you were saying. I know when we were going on the whole thing with Babcock and should he be coming in, and are we just seeing these same guys recycled?
Mm-hmm.
It's Sutter. He's again one of those old school coaches. Calgary's a team where it's a younger-ish team. I don't know if
there was high expectations with those guys, and that's why you make the change. And the other coach was Claude Julien, getting fired, but at the same time, that was his second stint in Montreal. He went from Montreal to Boston to Montreal.
Back
He's
to
gone.
Montreal. And now,
You know, that's probably a guy that gets another job at one point. So it's a recycled, like just continuous loop of like kind of, they call it like the old boys club, you know,
yeah,
where like
yeah.
you're just going to go to a different team and, you know, maybe it'll work there. You know, I can see that happening where, like, let's say you're a team like Calgary and you're like, okay, this isn't working. And if you're the GM, I think sometimes you look at your team that you've made, that you've assembled, and you're like, why aren't we winning?
Yeah.
So who are you going to blame? Well, the coach, right? This guy's not doing enough with the players that I've given him. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look at, okay, I want a better coach. So the first thing they're going to look at is experience, right? Daryl Sutter's experienced. He's got 2 Stanley Cups. Guy doesn't give a fuck. I mean, that guy's interviews are hilarious. Did you hear what he said when he was asked about like, oh, like where were you when you like learned about you're getting offered the job? Well, he's a Canadian guy, and I forget where he's from, Saskatchewan or something. But he was like, he said he's like, oh, I was out in my barn shoveling shit. like okay, he doesn't.
He said he's one of those old school guys. It's that old boys club. Which
dude, I remember him coaching watching Don Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em like 4. And I'm pretty sure he coached the Blackhawks. I want to look that up because when there was one where there was this goal, and I remember it was some guy like behind the net, the puck came up and he put it in his glove and he literally like went around the net and like just threw it in the net and the goal counted. And Daryl Sutter like ran across the ice to the referees.
Yeah, so he started coaching in '87 with the Blackhawks.
Yeah,
and
so
then
he's been around for
San Jose,
long
LA, and now Calgary.
And it's not a new thing. There's been this continuous cycle of coaches where, you know, it's kind of the same guys that keep getting recycled. So like we just wrote down a list of them and we can go
just off the top of our heads.
Yeah, off the top of our head. You know, Randy Carlyle went from Anaheim to Toronto, back to Anaheim, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Boudreau, Anaheim, Minnesota, Washington.
Yeah.
Alain Vigneault, right? Vancouver, Philadelphia,
New York,
right? We talked about Sutter, Barry Trotz. I mean, Trotz really was been 3: Nashville, Washington, the Islanders, Ken Hitchcock, who's retired, but who knows? I bet you he gets calls.
He's gonna get a call. Yeah, he's gonna get a call. You said Lindy Ruff right now.
Lindy Ruff, Pete DeBoer. I mean, this guy isn't really. I mean, yeah, he's been successful, but like they got rid of Gerard Gallant to hire Pete DeBoer, and it's like, oh, okay. I mean, you're replacing one guy with another. Gallant, he's going to be back in the league eventually.
Then you got a couple guys assistant coach, like you said, like Mark Crawford before Dan Bylsma, and
you know, we said Julian, we said Todd McClellan's been in a few places.
Todd McClellan,
now.
Yeah, you had no clue he was even coaching in the league.
I forgot that he was. Yeah,
he's in LA.
Kings, yeah. And then the last one was like John Hines. Okay, like John Hines has been with the Devils. He's been with the Predators. Okay, this guy has made both teams worse. I mean, the Predators, you know, in my opinion, I look at their roster and I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good squad. How are they that bad? Now, goaltending's a big thing, but it's one of those things where I look at it and go, okay, John Hines isn't getting it done. If he got fired from Nashville, like he'd probably end up somewhere. Like,
absolutely,
right?
And then even another coach, old boys, Quenneville, I just thought of too.
Quenneville, yeah. Now he's been very, very successful.
Yeah, with so Chicago there, but
so I understand that you want someone with a ton of experience that has cups, that has been around for a long time. But like my one question is like, really, we can't find anybody. Like you can't find the next up and comer.
Yeah,
coach, and I mean that's probably what Calgary tried to do with Jeff Ward and go, wow, this might be the next guy, but he wasn't.
And like you said last week, it's what you saw when Babcock left. You wanted Blashill brought up, developed in the wing system. Vancouver doing the same with Travis Green, bringing him up from Utica. It's and even Toronto there with what's his dick there, Sheldon Keefe. Yeah. It's
and it can work.
Do you think you're going to see more of that coming, or is it going to be still the same old recycled?
I think they try it. I think they definitely try that. There's some teams that you just said that do it. I think it's probably more. I think I'm more talking about teams that are going for it. That feel like they should be better. will bring in an old voice or like an older guy instead of being, maybe it's definitely a risk, but
again, it's that Pistons reference I made last week when the 04 Pistons firing Carlisle for Larry Brown. It's like maybe it's that guy to push him over get him to that next step, to get him to that next round. And
right. But it's always going to be a veteran guy. So it's one of those things where I go, why is there a coaching carousel? But we know why. It's just something that I think probably bugged you a little bit. And like sometimes it does to me too, where it's like,
it was just weird.
The same names keep popping up. There's never anybody where you're like, oh, a brand new guy. Like and the same thing happens with general managers too. Don't get me wrong. They get recycled all the time. And it's because they have the experience, but just because you have experience doesn't mean you're going to change your views. Right. Like one place that it kind of works a little bit like, okay, Lou Lamoriello built the Devils, right? And then he went to the Maple Leafs and now he's with the Islanders. He's kind of had the same outlook on building a team. It's not that you're going to change that, right? So if hey, I really liked how Lou Lamoriello built the Devils, I'm going to hire him to try to do the same thing with my franchise, right? That's why they're doing it. So it's the same thing with a coach. I like his philosophy. I like how he talks, or I like, how engaging he is with his players, or he's a team guy, or he's an X's and O's guy. Which one do you need, right? But it's hard to find that next guy. Like for example, you talk about the homegrown type thing.
Yeah, developing it in your system.
Yeah, I'm always going to go back to my favorite team. But, Steve Yzerman retires in 2006 from playing. I don't think he went back into the system right away, but 2008, he was technically in the front office in an advisory capacity.
Advisor to Holland there, yeah.
He's sitting next to Ken Holland, like literally just learning how to manage, right? Because they won the cup. And that is actually kind of an interesting story, and I don't know if you know this. So when they won in 2008 in Pittsburgh, so Yzerman was there. Everybody was down on the ice for the celebration, except for him. He stayed up in the press box because he said, like classic Yzerman, he doesn't want to take away from the moment for these guys because they go, oh, Yzerman, he's like, I'm not touching this cup. I didn't do anything. Because even in the dressing room, I guess one of the like younger players came in with like champagne into a different room where like Yzerman and he literally said, point that over here, don't, like, I don't want to be really involved that much in this. But so they were obviously grooming him to become a manager at one point. And when he felt ready and comfortable to do it,
takes the Tampa job.
But Holland wasn't ready to or they weren't ready to let Holland go.
Holland wasn't ready to.
But did they know? But did they know that Yzerman's going to be a for sure thing, surefire general manager of the year type thing that will build this massive dynasty? And now I want to say dynasty, but in Tampa they won the cup final. He wasn't there, but he built that team. He had Stamkos and Hedman, had a great core to start with two players, and then drafted and traded and got all these guys
there.
Yeah, Vasilevsky, Palat, Kucherov, like you can go down the list. They signed Tyler Johnson and drafted Vasilevsky, and he built this thing. And I'm looking at it going like, oh my God, like we had it. Why didn't we pull the trigger on that? Because at the time, it was getting a little stale with the Wings, where it was like, okay, Dan Cleary's coming back every year. And like, that was Ken Holland's old boys club. We need a different voice, right?
He's probably guys for Helm and guys like that. And he's looking at those bad contracts.
Yeah. He's probably looking at that roster like, man, if I would be doing this, and this. And you can see now how he's trying to just blow the thing up and do it his way. So that's something where okay, if the guy got away from you, right? You developed him and he left and became a stud GM. Doesn't always happen like that. You might get somebody that's just a conehead and doesn't know what he's doing.
Like Milbury.
I mean, there's probably examples of it where you get the young guy that you've been grooming and it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, you try to do it. You try the young guy, see how it works out. But if that changes need to get to when it comes down to it, if that change is needed to get to the next plateau, I guess you bring in Old Faithful, right? Or one of those veterans. I just thought it was interesting because we talked about it last week, and here we go again. It's two guys this past week.
Yeah. And speaking of changing teams and stuff like that, something that caught my attention recently, and it's something I've been thinking for a while too, it's not a big deal. It's not something earth shattering. I wonder about it. And it's just like teams honoring players when they come back. So like, let's say, so the example that I had was Vincent Trocheck. Right now he's with the Panthers, I think, right?
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. He came from the Panthers, right? So I saw that the Panthers were going to honor Vincent Trocheck at a game where the Hurricanes were in town. And I'm like, honor that? Like, what are you honoring?
He's
like
played
just his service?
6 seasons there.
Okay, so you have his stats pulled up, right? So
yeah.
like,
so he played
or pull him up if you can.
Oh yeah, let me
we got new technology, guys. I know if you're just listening to it, you don't, but we got a screen share thing we can do.
Host disabled participant screen sharing.
I didn't do that.
Well, yeah, because anyways.
Whatever. We'll figure that out for next time because I think that's probably
so
my
anyways,
fault.
he played 20 games in 2013, 2014. That's when he first made the NHL. Then he played up to 2019, 2020. He's a good player. Yeah, 75 points was his best season in 2017, 2018.
Right. And they traded him, right?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they traded him 2019, 2020 to Carolina.
Right.
He's played 7 games with the Hurricanes. Then obviously this year he's playing with the Hurricanes.
Yeah. So my question is like, why are you honoring him? Because it just feels like now it's just like what you do.
And those I have the Panthers stats for those years from 2013, 2014 to I'm not even going to say 19, 20. So 13 to 14. They only made the playoffs like from there to now twice. They lost in the first round both the times.
So they didn't win anything. He was a good player. And then he got traded, which I mean, technically, let's face it, you got fired, from your organization. They said you're going over here, bye, right? Yeah. To get something what they think is better, technically, right? Or different. And then they're going to honor you. So now, most of the time, I think you can argue that like honoring a player or a coach or whatever is more for the fans, not the organization, right? There's certain ones where like this Vincent Trocheck one, like I just don't get it. I'm like, why are we like, oh, thank you for everything you've done? Well, what did you do? Like you played here and you did okay.
You did your job.
But you didn't do, it's not like you won a Art Ross trophy, a Stanley Cup, we're a fan favorite and like.
Yeah, you weren't. It's different, like you said, when it's a guy who's done his heart and soul to the team.
Yeah.
Like,
so you're gonna say. So I brought up. We talked about him last time. Mike Madonna. He played his whole freaking career in Minnesota and Dallas for franchise, the Stars franchise.
Yeah.
Best American-born player in my opinion of all time. Top of points. Won a Stanley Cup. Was in the Olympics and did all this stuff, Hall of Famer, right? And it was one of those things where it's like, you knew that he was going to be a Hall of Famer his last year. And his last year was with Detroit.
Yeah.
And the first game that he played back in Dallas, they did like this awesome tribute to him. And it was like a moving thing where he was like, obviously he spent his whole life there. He's like, he is Mr. Dallas Stars, right?
Yeah. When you think
and
Dallas
now he's
Stars,
with Detroit, right? So they gave him like the proper tribute for the fans and even the organizations like, hey, like you were here forever. Like we're going to honor you. Right. Did they retire his number? They must have, right? Yeah. That's where it makes sense.
That
like a
Daniel
legend,
Alfredson,
Alfredson going back to, and also just that you brought that up, the Alfredson thing where he went out for warmups with the team. That was one of the coolest things where he was already retired, but they let him like take warmies. It's so sick. Just so you could see him skate around in the Senator jersey one more time.
One more time.
They got to make that a thing from now on. That's so cool.
That, and even like Sundin when he was signed with Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then back to Toronto.
That's where it makes sense. If some guy like just was there for 4 years and then, they're like, oh, thank you for all you've done. Like
Gus Nyquist comes back to Detroit. You don't expect
No, God, no. Like, yeah, I liked him.
Video.
But I don't want a tribute video for Gus Nyquist because he has been back a bunch of times. But like,
no,
that's not what that's for. So that was something that just like, I don't know, didn't grind my gears, but
It's
it just
just
makes me
weird.
laugh. I'm just like, oh, that's what we're doing.
So
Okay.
so almost anyone could have a tribute video now. It seems like you could
Yeah.
say, but
Yeah. So anyway, that was something that I was like, that's odd. But okay. Hey, game time.
hey,
Game
yeah.
time. Game time. Okay.
Not just one today.
We got a new one too. Let's do 2 players, 1 team first.
All right.
And then we'll explain our other one just for fun when we get done this. So
Not 2 players, 1 team, 2 teams, 1 player.
2 players, 1 team, 1 team, 2 players. I don't know.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Did I screw it up?
Yeah, you did.
Oh no.
So
2 teams.
2 teams, 1 player.
Okay. Am I going first or you going first?
Uh,
I haven't
who went
researched
first?
mine at all. I did this randomly like 15 seconds ago.
So I'll give you my first one.
Okay.
Not that hard. It's sort of a layup. Here.
Don't tell me it's not hard and that looks stupid. Tell me the teams.
Coyotes and Wings.
Coyotes and Wings.
Yes.
Brett Hall.
Yes.
Curtis Joseph.
Yes.
Coyotes. See, here's the thing too. I'm thinking of the jerseys as well. Ray Whitney. It was Ray Whitney too. He played for the Wings, remember? And the Coyotes for like 1 year each.
There you go.
Not
Pat Falloon.
No, not him. Yeah, I mean there's
I have a
three for you.
couple.
I bet you
I
there's
have a couple more. There's one guy on the Wings right now that played for the
Joe
Yotes.
Vitale technically didn't play for the Red Wings, but he was in there. For
Thomas
10
Greiss.
seconds. He did?
Yeah, Thomas Greiss, yeah.
Really? I didn't know he played for the Coyotes actually.
Robert Lang.
Yeah, Lang.
Dan Cleary.
Okay, I was gonna say Cleary, but I didn't remember if
Matthew
he did or not.
Schneider.
Yeah,
And Bob Essenza.
Sense. Yeah, I wouldn't have. Yeah, done that one. When you said,
Greiss.
wait, say it again. No. Go through your list. I was gonna say something. There's a story
Schneider, Lang, Greiss.
Robert
Cleary.
Lang.
Yeah.
Robert Lang. Okay. And I got a story about Matthew Schneider real quick. Okay.
Number 20,
Okay.
Detroit Red Wings legend.
Robert Lang. Okay. In 2004, I was like 13, 14 years old. So I was like way into the Red Wings. We were at a hockey tournament. Oh my God. Yeah. We were in a tournament where I was playing somewhere. And I remember exactly where I was when this happened. And like, we were just in the hot tub and in the pool, like in the hotel.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody said the Red Wings just traded for Robert Lang. And you got to remember at the time he was with the Capitals, he was leading the league in points. You remember that? That never happens. When the hell is the best, like the top point guy in the league going to get traded? Because usually that means their teams, well, I don't want to say their team's doing okay because Edmonton sucks. But like,
Hey-o.
that was a huge thing. Because I remember they traded like a 2nd round pick and like Thomas Fleischman or something like that. Or a first round.
Wow, Thomas Fleischman. There's
And
a
I
name
was
for
so
you.
happy. And then the other thing was Matthew Schneider you brought up. Matthew Schneider, there was a whole thing with how Sean Avery, like you were talking about like with trades and how it actually ends up working out for a team.
Yeah.
Like you trade this guy, he turns into this pick, which turns into this player, and it goes down the line. So when the Wings drafted Sean Avery, I mean, he was a pest and everything. And when they traded him in the 2003 deadline, the year before they got Lang, they traded him, Maxim Kuznetsov, and a couple first-round picks to get Matthew Schneider from the Kings, okay? So Matthew Schneider played a few years with the Red Wings until 2007. Technically, he left as a free agent, which opened up space for them to sign Brian Rafalski, which helped them win the cup. So thank you, Sean Avery.
So actually,
There you
what's also pretty cool here about, because I have the Lang trade pulled up.
Yeah.
Traded to Detroit from Washington for Thomas Fleischman, a 1st round pick and a 4th round pick.
So are you going to talk about the 1st round pick? I know who it is.
Yeah, Mike Green.
Mike Green, exactly. Who eventually
ended
became
up
a Red
coming
Wing.
back to Detroit. So that was pretty cool. So
Who then got the Red Wings a 4th round pick from the Oilers from Ken Holland, and he played 1 game and then retired.
there you go.
Suck it, Ken Holland. Okay.
So yeah, there you go.
I
First
win.
one.
All right.
Yeah. Bingo bango.
Again, now I'm going to have to look these up too. So your first one, Carolina and Montreal.
Carolina, and Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this should
on
be
your phone, you cheater.
I don't have my phone playing with my phone. Actually, I threw it over there on the mask. I was gonna go get it, but Carolina.
I think I have one. I'm going to look it up to double check.
I feel like this should be an easy one. Aaron Ward.
No. He didn't play for Montreal.
I don't know.
Wait, did he? No, he did. Wait a minute. I'm going to look up the one that I thought. Nope.
Did one of the Stetson brothers play for both of them?
Nope.
No, it was Nashville he played for.
No, Aaron Ward did not play for the Canadians.
I feel like this should be an easy one. I don't know. There's the guy that you think played for both?
He didn't. So I don't even really have one yet.
Fuck. Montreal.
It's crazy because you got to think of like all-time players, and like you get fixated on one, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Which technically you can think Whalers too, which if you I don't know. So I'm just gonna look up
all-time.
All-time.
Might as well look Carolina because they'd be the shorter list.
That's not what I want. I want hockey DBs.
I'm trying to go through like the first thing they said. I think goalies.
Right.
Kevin Weeks.
Didn't play for the Habs. How did we find the actual rosters? Oh, all-time player list. Here
just did all-time player list.
Okay.
God damn.
Oh, there's one. You're not going to get that one, though.
Thanks, bud. Shit.
Oh, hey. Lou's all-time least favorite player. Rod Brindamore.
For real?
Yeah. He hates his nose. He hates the mark that he did.
Because I was thinking
won the cup.
I was thinking like Brindamore, Francis, all the like OG Whalers, or not Whalers, Hurricanes, but
yeah. Ironically, he just texted me about something else. But one I was gonna say because I feel like you lose.
I'll lose.
Marc-Andre Bergeron.
Okay.
I'm looking through the list right now to see if there's Joel Edmondson. Technically played there. Let's see. Any more Canadians? Yeah, it's not a huge list.
No, it's
Ron Hainsey.
Well, fuck Ron Hainsey. Actually, funny little story about Ron Hainsey. I played in like NHL 12, 13, 14. I played in an Xbox 360.
My commissaric, Tom Kostopoulos.
30-man league, and Ron Hainsey was my go-to D-man to get in trades or free agency.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Always got him on cheap deals.
Yeah. Okay, so there was a few of them anyway. So
yeah, a couple there.
Okay. What you got for me, bud?
All right. Debating if I want to go one that you should get or one that I think might stump you.
Who knows, man? Some of them they come right away. Some of them maybe you really got to think about them.
Canucks, Penguins.
Marcus Naslund.
Yeah.
Alex McGillney. Did he play for the Penguins? No, he didn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, Marcus Naslund's a pretty easy one.
Got a couple here for you.
Okay, let's hear them.
Christian Ehrhoff.
Okay, yeah.
Eric Branson.
Okay.
Johan Hedberg.
Yeah.
UC
the
Jokinen.
Moose.
Yeah, UC Jokinen.
All right.
Peter Nedved.
Yeah.
Taylor Pyatt. Brandon Sutter.
How did you get all these?
I was bored at work and I was just looking them up.
I was like, wait, you did this right now? Holy shit.
Richard Park.
Okay. Yeah.
Danny Saburn.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious one is Marcus
You got
Naslund.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Your second one is the LA Kings and Toronto Maple Leafs.
LA Kings in Toronto. Felix Potvin.
Felix Pot. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wore the purple weird 2001 jerseys.
Yeah.
Felix Potvin. I got another one. He's playing for him right now, Toronto.
Well, we could say Shen.
Luke Shen?
Luke Shen played for LA, didn't he?
Braden Shen did. No, who did? Luke Shen played for the Kings? We're going to learn a lot of stuff. No. Yes. For like 10 seconds. He did. Okay, yeah. I was going to say Jake Muzzin.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
So he's playing right now. Anyway, my last one. What do you got?
Minnesota, Boston.
Oh, fucking Minnesota, Boston. Are you kidding me, man, with a Minnesota? Oh, Manny Fernandez.
Fuck you. That was the one I did not think you were going to get.
Manny Fernandez. I got it. I knew it.
First
goalies.
guy.
Yeah. You said goalies. I'm like, yeah, it's got to be him. Like, I'm trying to think like other guys.
There's another goalie too.
Okay. Probably around the same time.
This goalie's playing in the league right now.
Oh. A goalie that played for both of those, Minnesota and
he's not Bruins? On either. He's not on either team anymore.
No. Like what year did he play for them?
Let me take a look here, and I will let you know.
I don't know if even that'll give it away.
So he played from Minnesota. I'm just going to go down to his full stats.
Manny Fernandez used to be really good. There's like a few years where he was like the
sweet goalie mask. So he played
he did
2 seasons in Minnesota, 09-010 and 010-11. Played for Boston in 11 and 12, 12-13, and then he came back to Boston. He was played for another team, 2 other teams, and he came back to Boston in 2016 until 2018.
I couldn't tell you.
Anton Kubodin.
Oh, yeah, really? I had no idea he played for Minnesota. He's been in the league that long?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then there's 2 other guys I had as well.
Who's that?
Matt Barkowski.
Yeah.
And Marcus Johansson.
Okay, yeah. Good one. Okay, your last one. The Detroit Red Wings and the Vancouver Canucks. Easy.
Yeah, you got what's his oh my god. I'm trying. No, I know he's playing for Detroit right now. Defenseman.
Well, yeah. But I wasn't thinking of that one.
You weren't thinking of that? Oh, Bertuzzi.
Yeah, Todd Bertuzzi.
Yeah.
So you win.
Todd Bertuzzi.
Troy Stetcher.
Oh my god. No, the other guy.
The other guy.
Stetcher. Alex Biega.
Yeah, Biega too. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Well, so, Bertuzzi, yeah. Never thought that one. Wow.
So the other game, wait, was that it? Yeah, that was it, right? So did I stump you on one?
Yeah,
I think I stumped you on the one.
The first one, yeah. You
Carolina,
got the
Montreal.
2-1, 3-2 win for you.
Right. Okay.
Explosions, yay!
Yeah. We got a new game, and it's
I'm
basically
gonna need my phone for a timer. So give me 1 second.
Oh, I got mine, so don't worry about it. I can even look at mine, and I'll just.
Yeah, it was right there.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just time myself and give myself a few extra seconds.
Yeah, that's what I don't trust you there. You little hamster.
We're gonna do one where it's just name as many players as you can from one franchise. Now this one's probably gonna be really easy because we're both gonna do our favorite teams. So I mean,
I'm gonna fuck the bed. I'm gonna do so bad.
You never know.
I'm gonna overthink it so hard.
But you have to count too. Okay. So I'll try to go where it's like you can at least count them.
If you're saying yours, am I counting yours?
Count mine.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll see how many I can get. Okay. So you got your timer? Okay. I want to say, so throughout the whole franchise, you can do this. Now, I have more players to go off of,
Yeah,
but
you do.
I can't wait for me to get stumped by something. And I'm honestly so excited to hear which players come out of my mouth, because you want to say all the popular ones, but I'm going to say some really random ones where I'm like, why is he popping into my head right now? Like if I say Peter Klima, just stop the count. I'm out. Okay. Okay. You got to give me the countdown though.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Zetterberg, Datsuk, Holmstrom, Lidstrom, Rafalski, Stewart, Cronwall, Lilia, Lebda, Hasek, Osgood, Murphy, John Ogrodnik, Danny Gare, Yzerman, Fedorov, Shanahan, Kozlov, Fetisov, Konstantinov, Doug Brown, Norm Allman, Gerard Gallant. I don't know why I'm going down this rabbit hole. Bill Burr, Sean Burr, Ty Conklin, Chris Osgood, Dominic Hasek, Luke Robitaille, Brett Hall, Dylan Larkin, Anthony Mantha, Tatar, Nyquist, Riley Sheehan, Tom McCollum played one game, Norm Miracle, Manny Legacy, Chris Chelios, Matthew Schneider, Robert Lang, Jakob Kindle, Brendan Smith. Oh, you're looking at the timer, making me nervous. I already said that. Andy Delmore. There's the guy. That's the guy.
Done.
I'm done.
You're at 48.
LaSalle. Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe I probably missed. I didn't even say Gordie Howe.
Damian Bruner.
I said Bill Burr instead of Sean Burr.
You didn't use the Sean Avery?
Oh, it's
Jimmy
funny because
Howard?
like when you do it, your brain shuts off because you're just like, I don't know. I started thinking of the 08 team, and then I said a name that made me think of like the 02 team, and then I flipped to like 1985. I don't know any of the guys there. I didn't say Probert. I didn't say Ted Lindsay, Del Vecchio, any Sawchuk. I didn't say any of the old legends. Norm Allman, I said. What? Really, man? I've never seen him play in my life. Jesus. Anyway, okay. Are you ready?
Nope.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Orland Kurtenbach, Joey Koser, Taylor Hall, Pavel Bure, Trevor Linden, Peter Zezel, Dino Otrek, Kirk McLean, Mark Messier.
I'm going to stop you right there for a second. Did you say Taylor Hall?
Google it.
The Vancouver Canucks.
Yep. There was a Taylor Hall that played for the Vancouver Canucks.
Pardon me? What the hell are you talking about? You threw me right off because I'm like, what? I stopped counting at that point.
I am pulling it up right now.
Why would you lead with that?
Just to throw you right off.
You did. Taylor, I don't believe you. You're making this up.
Google it.
All I can hear is your phone going off.
I know, right? Shit.
Taylor Hall Canucks?
Like, go to the hockey DB.
Doesn't even pop. Oh. Born 64. I hate your guts. Okay, we're redoing this because I didn't even count. My brain stopped. I was like, what are you talking about?
Jesus.
Let me just reset this, okay? Holy shit, buddy. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Sedin, Sundin, Bertuzzi, Naslin, Cook, Willie Mitchell, Dan Hamuse, Erica Branson, Taylor Hall, Travis Hamonic, Yannick Hansen, Michael Grabner, Jordan Schrader, Brock Besser, Bor Horvat, Elias Pettersson, Roberto Luongo, Kirk McLean, Braden Holtby, Thatcher Demko, Mike DiPietro, Artur Zerbe, Danny Sauerburn, Felix Potvin played for the Canucks a bit. Who was the other goalie I was thinking? Corey Schneider, Ryan Kessler, Luc Bourdon, Rick Rippon. I just went down the death hole there.
Oh my God.
Orland Kurtenbach, Joe Koser. I already said Taylor Hall because that was my one guy. Did I say Bure?
I think so, but I'll count it. I don't know.
Messier.
Done. 33.
Yeah, it's not bad. I missed a bunch of guys.
Oh yeah, like it's you
Cody
inevitably
Hodgson,
do.
Hoglander.
Yeah. Oh, you can name the whole team. I think I only named like 2 guys from the Red Wings now. I think I said Mantha
Hughes.
and Larkin, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It's just some fun stuff. Speaking of the Red Wings and Canucks, we're going to talk a little bit about them. So the first thing that I want to talk about, this is just like really, really quick. I want to talk about Luke Glendening. Okay. I was watching a game the other day, and it was just a 5-on-5 play in the defensive zone, and he broke his stick. Okay. It happens all the time. We were talking about how sticks explode real easy last week. The thing is he stayed out on the ice, and whoever they were playing, I think it might've been Chicago, like they just had the puck on a string and it looked like a power play. Now, the reason you stay out there is to stay in the shooting lanes. I get it. Okay. But you're getting dominated and you have no stick. You're useless. The bench was right there. It was like the first or the second period. So in the second period, you have to skate a little bit to go to the bench to get a stick. Like he was right there. In my heart, I was like, go to the bench, man. What are you fucking doing?
Go to
like,
the bench or grab a stick.
A minute and a half of sustained pressure. So what's going to happen? You're either going to stay on the ice and they're going to score, or you're going to go and get a stick, come back, and probably like they might score in that 5 seconds. Like you're already useless. You have no stick for the passing lanes. You're just there.
It's worth the risk to take that 5-second skate to get a stick, come back, and then
yeah. So I don't know. That was something that I just thought of. That's kind of odd. I always thought just go and get the stick, man. You're useless without it. You really are. I mean, in the NHL,
you're just gonna stand there like
you get in the lane. You look like a cone head. Like you just like got your hands. Like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And they're just gonna pick on you. They're gonna keep going to your spot, like because you have no stick. So what are you gonna do? You can't stick check them, right? They're just gonna.
What are you gonna do? You're just gonna skate up to them a little bit, like
you're just a pylon.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the Red Wings finally scored a power play goal after 40 straight power plays of not scoring.
Damn, son.
And they got one the other night too. Yeah, they got 40 attempts. So they were 0-40 and 1-40 now, and they scored the other one last night. I think Zadina scored. One thing that's something that a lot of coaches are doing now too is there's a certain power play breakout. I didn't tell you what it is.
No.
But it's actually something that the Wings brought into the league with someone we talked about last week, Babcock, right? So this breakout on a power play is designed so that you have your...
go to your share screen and then go to the whiteboard and draw it up.
Oh my God, how am I going to do this? Share screen whiteboard.
Yeah, then go to whiteboard. Hey.
Okay.
Technology.
So I have to draw a rink.
Okay. No, the whole thing is the rink. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. That's a blue line. That's technically the red line. Okay. There's a blue line. If you're listening to this, you can't see this, but just picture a rink crudely drawn.
Hockey rink.
Here's the circle.
There you go.
Middle.
Okay. We get an idea there of what it is.
Yeah. Here's the net right there. Right. Here's your crease. Right?
God.
Okay. But then over here,
if you're watching this or just listening on Spotify, I highly recommend going to our YouTube to search Buschy and Bobo on YouTube.
Yeah.
And look how bad this is drawn.
You just shut up about that. Okay. Okay. Now here's how you do this. Okay. You usually set up behind the net. Okay. Over here.
Yeah.
So you get the puck and you're attacking to this way. Okay. Left to right.
Yeah.
What the Red Wings used to do is they'd have a player come, from behind the net. They'd come up and they'd skate up into the middle. Okay. At the same time, over here, you'd have a guy looping. Okay. So I'm actually going to draw it. So this guy with the puck,
that's it. Why don't you just draw it
all the way up in here, right? And he'd end up. Why can't I do this?
Roughly in that area.
Roughly
wherever you stop. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to select. I want to draw. No, I want to draw. Draw.
Technology at its finest.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
So right in there, I can't even draw that. Okay.
Good enough.
There's no just click and draw. What the hell is this? Oh, there's arrows. Nice. Okay. I'm going to figure this out, guys. Just give me a second. Okay. So one guy's coming here. Yeah, there's no free draw. Where the hell is that?
How you free drew the?
I know. I can't fucking find it. Text, select. I don't want to select. Now I've blown it. Okay.
Technology at its finest.
Now it's just a box. I mean, what the fuck is going on here with this stupid thing? Whiteboard. Okay, here we go. I found it again, but it's not letting me just like free draw. Stamp, draw. Which one is it? This one.
All right, so Bushy's just looking straight into his camera at the thing. Okay.
Your defenseman comes up with the puck right through the middle. Okay. At the same time, you have a player back down here looping behind him. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's coming up with some speed. Over here. If it would draw. Okay. It's just delayed. That's all. You have a winger over here on the boards, and you're not going to be able to see over here. But there's a winger over here on the boards as well. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then, I mean, the other guy, I don't know. The other defenseman's probably just kind of hanging out over like this.
Okay. So you got the guy looping it is the center, right? Or other forward.
The guy looping is the centerman, right? So the puck
so your
carry
defenseman's bringing up your puck past the blue line around center. Your center's looping in behind them with speed.
So
Wingers
what's
on
happening
the
here?
boards.
The reason that they're going to try and do this is your puck carrier has to be smart. He gets up into the middle. What they're trying to do is the defending team is going to be backing up. They only got 4 guys. So they're basically going to be in this area, if it will show it. There we go. In that circle, that right there by the blue line, kind of in that center ice blue line area. And they're going to be backing up. So if you're hitting them with a little bit of speed, what they did was they would drop pass, right? So like from the guy with the puck, he'd drop it back to the guy looping with speed.
With speed, yeah, makes sense.
So usually, they'd probably bring it up even further. They'd bring it up to like maybe even to the center ice circle, right?
Yeah.
And then he could drop it back. Now this guy looping can pick up the puck, come into the zone, whichever way. Okay.
Yeah.
This power play is awesome because there's a ton of options. Okay. That puck carrier can drop it back. He can hit the guy on the left. He can hit the guy on the right.
Yeah.
Or he can chip it in. Right. So that's the last option. You really don't want to do that. But the thing is you're getting these guys on defense on the penalty kill to be backing up. So when they're backing up and you immediately switch the direction of which way is the puck going, what are they going to do? They're going to stop. Now they're standing still. Yeah. This other guy's flying. Okay. Now
it's not like an NHL video game. You can't just.
No. So here's the reason why this worked for the 08 Red Wings. Okay. This guy here was Nick Lidstrom, one of the smartest players of all time. Okay. This guy didn't make a lot of mistakes. He knew how to make the right decision if you gave him options. Okay. This guy looping was Pavel Datsyuk, one of the best stick handlers in the game. And if it wasn't him, it was Henrik Zetterberg.
Still killing it in the KHL.
Yes. These guys on the wings, it was either Zetterberg, Holmstrom, Franzen, whoever, right? And this guy back here was Brian Rafalski, or on the second unit was Samuelson because he'd play the point because he had a good shot. It worked because you had a ton of talent on the ice with people with brains, basically. Okay. Now, the reason that this doesn't work for a lot of teams now, especially the Red Wings, is they don't have the talent and they don't have they don't make the right decisions. Every time that they do this, the reason that this worked is because Nick Lidstrom came up the ice like he would be skating, okay? And he was good enough that he could know what to do.
Yeah.
So if he saw the other team putting on the brakes, he's going to throw it back. Datsyuk gets it. He does his thing. He can stick handle through a phone booth. It's easy, right? And then from there, if Datsyuk gets the puck, guess what? He has options. He can hit this guy or this guy, right? So if he gets the draw pass and he comes up this way and they're going to stand him up, well, he makes a pass over here, right? He keeps going. Boom, pass in and you're gone, right?
Odds are if he's going to the wing there, I'm assuming the other guy at the bottom would be like a Holmstrom or whatnot, and that guy's going straight in front of the net. Holmstrom's going straight in front of the net.
Sure.
American his.
Yeah. So the whole thing with that is
technology, by the way. Unreal,
I know, right? Yeah, it was a horribly crudely drawn. But that's the thing is they brought in the league that had a lot of talent. So a lot of teams are doing this now, but penalty killers, they know how to stop it. It's not that hard. You make them dump it in because guess what? You have one guy going in with speed. And it's the guy that dumped it in. Your guys on the wall aren't moving, right? And if you don't time it perfectly, which the Red Wings never do that, you don't have Lidstrom dropping it to Datsuk, giving it to Zetterberg or Franzen. You have Larkin dropping it to Christian Juice, dropping it to, you don't have the guys,
That's what I'm going to ask. What is that power play set up for the Wings? Like, who do you have in?
No one.
You said
not like that.
It's not.
But the thing is their gap control is horrible. Where like they'll drop it back from center ice to inside their blue line. What is that doing? The other team has time to set. It has to be quick. Has to be immediate. You have to be following him like right there. So it's something where they just throw it back just because. So it's almost like it feels like a lot of NHL power plays now with the breakouts. It feels like rugby, where it's back passes to move forward. And that's just boring as shit.
Like one step forward,
and it doesn't really do
right?
it. Once they start doing things where they hit the line with speed, they chip it in and go after it. Like you're not a super talented team. That's where coaching would probably help them. Where a different coach would go, you guys don't have the talent to do this breakout or this setup. We're just doing chip it in. We're going north, south, and that's it. You chip it up the wall and you fucking get your ass in there and
hockey,
set it up. That's it.
Get in there, boom, and make it happen.
Exactly. Anyway, my rant on the Red Wings power.
No, it's
how it used to be and how it is now. And it's all in the league. If you watch games now, a lot of people use that power play breakout. And the teams that have the skill guys to do it, they can do it pretty easily because they can, choose the right options. But teams that are at the bottom that don't have that much talent, they're not going to be able to do it as much. So you can't just do the same thing. You have to be a little creative or honestly, dumb it down. Like make it easy. Sometimes easy is way better for these guys,
Simplify it. And
yep.
Get the results.
Last thing we're going to talk about is
speaking of teams down at the bottom of the league.
You're going to talk about your Vancouver Canucks now. So technology. We're going to do a little screen share here.
Hey, there we go.
Okay. So we have
first off Canucks. I know you're pulling up there at the cap friendly here.
Yeah.
When the biggest disappointment for the year, for me as a Canucks fan has been Braden Holtby.
Yep.
When I think you're the one that messaged me that Vancouver signed him after losing Markstrom. And I'm like, sweet. Like this is a number one goalie. It'll be great for Demko to
NHL Stanley Cup winner.
Yeah.
Right?
He's a Stanley Cup winner. He's not too old. He's
31.
He'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect for a goalie. But like, do you have his stats right now? Like he's been absolutely shitting the bed for Vancouver. We have him. I'm hoping I'd somehow rebounds or whatnot, but the last few games, like I have Holtby in 2 of my fantasy leagues, and I don't know why I still do.
Contracts on this one, honestly.
I'll see if I actually might be able to
Currency's the stats. He's got a 356 goals against average.
Yeah.
893 save percentage.
Yeah. It's absolute dog ass.
Yeah, it's not good.
Thatcher Demko's, I was excited to see him last year, like see him split time and get more opportunity. And he's looking so like, as a Canucks fan, we have the cap friendly up and seeing that he's an RFA after the season, I think he'll re-sign with us and he's going to be the guy to moving forward. But it's I'm glad to see some results out of Demko, but just Holtby has been an absolute disappointment.
Right. So I'm looking at this as not a Canucks fan. And I haven't looked at their situation, their cap situation and things like that. Now standings wise, I think points percentage, they're like third last. They're in the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Jim Benning had an interesting press conference yesterday where he basically implied that, wow, this North Canadian division is really tough. It's like, dude, like you're expected to win. Like this is your time. Anyway, so because you don't just go out and sign Braden Holtby if you don't think you're ready. So I look at this contract, right? I don't think it's a big deal, honestly. I think
it's not a bad contract. I'm just disappointed in the name. Was I more excited about the name and knowing what he has done, like said,
right? And
then not seeing the results this year so far.
Yeah. So Demko being good, he's RFA. He's not going anywhere. He's restricted. They'll sign him and they'll probably give him a 2-3 year deal, probably like $3-4 million. like a bridge deal, right?
Yeah.
Or they go nuts with him and give him an 8-year. I wouldn't do that with any player or a goalie or nothing like that. But
No.
here's the thing.
Expansion draft.
Well, no, and here's something too. You would hope, and this is like the dream thing. You want Holtby to do well, but
Yeah.
you want both your goalies to do well. Next year, this 4.3 is so manageable. 4.3 mil on Braden Holtby. He's UFA after next season. You can trade him away next deadline. You know, if you hope he figures it out. Yeah, but even if you are really, I mean, like if you have Demko's a stud, and then DiPietro's good, or you got a good backup.
Having success in Utica,
sure. So maybe you can do that, right?
Also looking at next year too. Like I know you have it up there. Some of these guys aren't coming back. Like we're not going to re-sign Jordy Ben.
Yeah, Jordy Ben is going to be gone. I mean, Edler. I think you kind of. Or you sign him,
or he's not going to make a 6-year. He's not going to make a $6 million.
Looking at this roster, how it's made up, I mean, you're gonna have to pay Elias Pettersson this year.
Yep.
He's gonna get
bank.
You know, God, that's not that bad. He'll get paid more than that. He's got another few years.
Hoglander's a couple of years.
Yeah, so he's the only guy I think. Pettersson, you're gonna have to pay. Pearson and Sutter, those guys you could easily just let go. I mean. Pearson, maybe you bring back Sutter. Who knows? I mean,
Sutter, I don't think if you do, it's not going to be at that. I don't think
because their cap situation is pretty volatile right now. Like they're at the top 5 of like salary, but they're bottom of the league. That's not good. And even your defenseman. I think Jordy Ben's gone. You have guys that you can. Looking at this, your taxi squad, right? Like Louis Eriksson. I bet you see a buyout with him.
Yeah, he's already he's gone wavered and all that. And
Levy, I mean, that's another guy that was a top. What was he, 6 overall?
Yeah, he was a top. Top
he's still 22.
Pick.
Maybe he'll figure it out. You can give him some time.
But he could come into that defensive spot there, and
right. And then looking at some of the what are these prospects here? Non-roster forwards. See, I'm not huge into the prospects of the Canucks, but I mean, I don't know if there's anybody that you're really like. Wow, super jazzed about. Yeah,
Jet Wu. I'm a little excited about him.
He's 20.
Other guys, nothing really. Oh God, recapture penalty on the Longo still.
The Longo, yeah. So if we go to the daily face-off. Oh, it's just daily face-off, just like we're not the healthy scratch. So like their line combinations. So on daily face-off, they rank each player, I think, positionally. And then they've got like an algorithm to show where they are in the league. So you see on Pearson, Horvat, Virtanen on the first line, Pearson's number 38 left winger in the league, Horvat number 34 center, Virtanen 78 right winger.
78 right wing.
Now it gives them a rating of 73, which means that they're 25th in the league, the 25th best first
top line. Yeah.
So it's kind of neat because you can get a quick like snapshot of like just
like that second line is top 6 in the league according to their algorithm. So
right, which is good. Hoglander doesn't have a rating for some reason either.
The nice thing too with daily faceoff is because Pettersson's out right now. Obviously, he's not going to be on this, so it's updated pretty quick there, right?
Oh he's on it all the time. I think where is he down here? Peterson, Furlan, Bailey.
Pettersson,
so you got some guys hurt. I think the problem is in the net right there. Obviously, 42 and 50.
Yeah.
But I looking at the team, I understand why they're where they are. Pettersson hasn't had a really great year, and I know that because he's on my fantasy team. But there's some guys where I go, man, their bottom 6 is pretty suspect here. I mean, that's like Red Wings level of bad.
It's something at the beginning of the year when I looked at Vancouver's roster as a fan. I'm like, all right, we're going to be competing for top 3 spot in the North Division,
right?
Possibly top 2 because I always think Edmonton's going to choke. But especially after like signing Holtby there, this year it's just been absolutely. It's been an emotional ride for us.
What's going on with Furland here? Why is he hurt?
Shit, I don't even know.
Because if you have Pettersson, Furland, and Mott on your third line, let's say, or you just get rid of that fourth line. Like, yeah, I see how that's a lot better. I get it. I know there's some injuries there, but still, I think it's like Jay Beagle, number 163. Like they signed him to come in to be like, a guy. Like he was decent with the Caps, right? Their defense doesn't look that bad to me, really. I mean, I love Quinn Hughes. I mean, he was picked right after Zadina.
I like Nate Schmidt. I like that pickup.
Here's the thing that I don't like about Nate Schmidt, and I'm going to disagree with you. This contract is fucking horrendous. That is a joke.
That's a 20. Yeah, because he's take 29.
He is not worth $6 million for the next 5 years. Like that is oof. Him and Tyler Myers. Those two. Those are the big, you're going to regret those because you're going to have to pay Pettersson. You're going to have to pay Quinn Hughes.
Myers one. Yeah, I agree with Myers. It's, I don't know why the Schmidt one doesn't bother me as much, but
I'm saying it will. I'm just looking at some of those and he did this for the Canucks, but just so you can see, we'll bring up,
bring up the Red
team. Let's just
let's go back. Yeah, just
for fun.
We're looking around. Why not?
Okay. Do you see anything interesting when you look at the main roster?
You have nothing going. Well, Mantha is your only guy that you got on a long-term deal.
So there's two. It's Larkin and Mantha, right?
Larkin, Mantha.
Do you see anything else longer than 2 years?
No. That's the nice. I think Eisman was said that's one thing Eisman was trying to do, right?
So
he admitted it's a rebuild.
Right. Now, they used to have stuff where it was littered with contracts that were like, oh my God, this is really, really long. So what the Canucks are doing is they're locking up players that they're going to regret paying in probably a year or two. And then they're not going to have the flexibility to, you got to pay Pettersson, you got to pay Hughes. They're not going to make nothing. They're going to make 8 and up. So now you got to go, well, now how do I get my role players, right? How do I sign a guy for 3-4 mil? I can't afford to do that because you're already up against the cap. So you have to let go of Edler. That's fine. You're going to have to let go of Sutter. You're going to have to let go of Pearson. Now you're losing depth, but you got to replace them with guys that have less cap hit with some talent, right? You have to look for that. I think Nate Schmidt's a pretty decent player, but he's not worth $6 million. I don't think he's worth $6 million now.
Tyler Myers is not worth $6 million.
And that's why sometimes free agents really get you. So I look at this and I go, this team the Red Wings have compared to last year is completely different. Their next year's team is going to be completely different from this one because Helm, see ya. Filppula, see ya. Glendening, I think they'll trade him. Bobby Ryan, they'll trade him.
I
mean, Ernie, they'll probably bring him back for fun. Brome will be back. Gagne, see ya. Stahl, gone.
Well, it's not traded.
You could have every single defenseman on this team not on the roster. Because I honestly, they might just buy him out. I don't think they'll buy him out. He'll be there, but I think they'll bring back Juice. They'll bring back Juice. They'll bring back Hronik, maybe Merrill. Bernier's probably coming back. He's been their best guy. Bertuzzi, he's got to get paid too. Stetcher's here for another year, which is fine. 1.7, that's a steal. But then this taxi squad, Nielsen's probably getting bought out. You got guys that don't make a lot. So that's the difference between that and the Canucks, right?
And Vancouver's still in that weird spot where they don't know if they
were going for it.
Yeah, they want to go for it, but standing wise, they're just not getting the results of what they
right. So, and it's just looking at some of the ages too. I mean, that's not bad actually. Horvat's good. JT Miller
is
but you're gonna have to lose. If you want to sign Pettersson, you're gonna lose Pearson and Sutter. So there's your salary for him.
Yeah.
You got to sign Gaudette's probably gonna make just a little more than that.
Yeah, I said 1.2 maybe, and
so maybe the situation's and then Quinn Hughes. Let's say he gets 6, 5.
Yeah,
let's just say 5 or 6.
Well, say 5, yeah. And there's
there goes Edler. But now, how are you gonna make your team better? You just lost 3 guys, right?
And we used that money to pay 2
that are already on your team.
Yeah.
So you've just lost 3 guys for depth. What are you gonna do? How do you make your team better if you don't have prospects coming that you're really jazzed about? You need to sign a free agent. And how are you going to do that with no money? So then you got to make a trade. Well, who are my tradable assets? The guys I just signed,
Yeah.
or the guys that I want to be here. And then you look at your picks. You got all except the third round in 22.
But
do you really want to trade your picks right now? I mean, you can.
No.
But I mean, not right now, but next year, let's say
2022. Yeah. Do I want to trade a 2022?
you're doing pretty good. Let's say you're around the playoffs, right? Do you trade your 22 first rounder for who? Like, is it gonna? So they're in this weird in between thing where like I understand where they are in the standings. That's for sure. I understand it, but like they shouldn't be.
No, they shouldn't. It's not, like I said, it's frustrating because we have.
And Travis Green will be gone before Jim Benning.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be the case because Benning built this team.
Yeah.
Put them
Green
in that situation,
came in, and
right?
it's something where, like I said, they have the players here. They should be successful. Just not seeing it on paper. Or on paper, on the ice, all that. And you're not seeing it from Pedersen on fantasy.
Exactly. And that's kind of, I haven't even really been looking at that, but yeah. So, I mean, that probably wraps it up. Eh? I mean, got a little Canucks talk in there, a little Wings talk in there.
Yeah. Just we're angry. Our teams blow. And yeah.
I know. Yeah. It's just how it is right now. Oh, a lot of our teams are poop. It's probably more disappointing for you because they were supposed to be good.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I knew the Wings were going to suck.
That's why I just, that's why I vent.
And that's why I vent. Angry. Yeah, me too.
And I go play video games. So,
oh yeah. So yeah, hey, we'll just kind of keep watching and seeing if anything, interesting pops up, to chat about. But I don't know, man, just kind of like talking about your teams and stuff. I mean, I like going through those teams too. Maybe we can do that as like a, pick a team and break down, what's going on. Hit daily face off, cap friendly, and like look at it and go, what's the situation, right?
Yeah, and there
actually
actually
teams that interest us.
One little thing that I've been working on for a little while. I sent you the video yesterday of the latest update. Don't want to say too much about it, but I might drop something on our YouTube page.
Nice.
In the next little while, in the next week or so.
Sweet.
Depends how busy.
I don't even put a time limit on it.
Yeah, I might start it out. Like I said,
you're the boss. I'm the boss. So who cares?
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's actually really fun. It's really interesting because
it's not just a hockey thing. It's not just a hockey thing. So
yeah, it's just something neat that I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that for sure. Yeah. We got some fun stuff that we want to do. It's just we're having fun.
Just
with
timing.
Man.
Yeah,
I haven't posted a lot of article type stuff, but
no, I haven't. This has been the bread and butter for it, but it's
I'm like, maybe we should have just done a podcast, but I'm like, like the website is something that I like how it's one thing for everything.
Yeah.
So
one other thing before we go to, obviously check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube's healthyscratch.ca. Yeah. But how about this background now?
Oh yeah. We figured it out. Brian figured out how to get a green screen going. So we got
got that
now. The mascot on behind Brian there, and I got the script logo behind me.
So yeah,
so it looks cool. We're figuring things out every single time. Try
technology.
To make it a little bit.
We had a whiteboard and screen share today. There we go.
Didn't really work that well, to be quite honest with you, but yeah, we'll try and just keep figuring things out for you. I mean, the editing thing is not that bad, so I'm trying to do something new each time just to jazz it up a little.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Brian told you where you can find us. And
Twitter, Facebook.
We know we've been pretty like every single week we've been put one of these out, but never expect that. Definitely don't expect it. But again,
Maddie, if you ask me if I'm putting one out on for Monday, I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously this week we'll have something, but we'll see what happens down the road.
All right, Bobo. So you let me know what you think when you listen to this on Monday driving to work.
And you as well. And Squadron Boyos that we messaged at the beginning, especially Chode, just because it's fun to say. Let us know as well. Take care, and we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
See ya.
Cheers.